Welcome to the Elements of Spirit for the week of December 17th, 2017. This is the reading for the element of air. It's coming in strong, coming in clear. Don't talk about stuff / ideas that you don't want opinions on. So it's funny, it's like it's like a sun hat, gardening hat, rice paddy hat of some sort, right? Like this paper smells like almond extract. Nope, not anymore. Oh, there it is. That's nice. Pardon me, I mentioned in the last video that I have these allergies and my eyes are still mad swollen. Just like a mess because of that. Anyway, don't talk about stuff or ideas that you don't want opinions on. This is the reading for air, which includes the sun signs of Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. Don't talk about stuff or ideas that you don't want opinions on. Yeah, it's like wear your thought cards close to your skull. Where... So it feels like there's just a lot of contradictions. It feels like you guys are going to be required this week to do this really heavy duty, like planning, plotting, and protecting. Wearing your thought cards close to your skull, choosing to keep your thoughts to yourself, right? There was even something here about staying on the surface, allowing yourself to have small talk. The idea is it feels like you're having to do double duty of actually being, connected in the world while also not talking at all about what's really going on in your head. My mind is capable of thinking two thoughts at once is the idea. So it just feels like you're tired, and it feels like you've been maybe even in this zone for a minute. So it's like, I feel like you of all people will have a big expansive burst when Mercury stations direct. Even though it's in Sagittarius, it's still Mercury is like Mercury rules Gemini. So you're gonna, and it's a very airy, mental planet. So it just feels like you're gonna get that sort of payoff at the end of the week on the 22nd that you've been gunning for. But it just feels like your tiredness is gonna make it feel like you don't want to run double duty, and like you don't want to have to be inauthentic or not tell the whole truth. And if you connect it to the ether reading, it's like you accept your desires and accept what you want, but don't really talk about that. Talk about the other people, right? I'm able to stay on the surface and focus on other people, right? I'm able to stay on the surface. Like, it's like, it almost sort of feels like if you don't engage in obligatory small talk, you're going to end up revealing your whole hand. So it just feels like it's going to be really uncomfortable for you. It feels like it would be uncomfortable for you to not walk your walk and talk your talk simultaneously this week. And we're sort of saying it's part of just the screwiness of the moment. Accepting your desires and accepting what you want, I don't think you're going to have a problem with that, because it almost feels like that's being echoed back to you. I feel like we had a reading for you air signs not that long ago about your thoughts kind of echoing back to you. But the idea here is that you're accepting them And you're going to be able to move on them. You're going to be able to move on them later in the week around the 22nd. And all of the sort of frustration about, I don't want to be silent, or I don't want to go out. So if you don't want to spill your guts, then like stay away from people. The idea is that your own resistance to small talkiness would make you be around other people and spill your guts to them. And it's saying don't do that. Don't do that this week. Be careful of that this week. Why? Because we want to maintain fidelity and balance with your air, right, element. So all of those thoughts, let them build up, and then let the Mercury retrograde cause the thoughts to spill out into actions after the 22nd, rather than kind of unconsciously and unknowingly spilling into action by spilling your guts before you even get to the moment where the truth is, where the information kind of stops coming in, which would be around the 22nd. So I listen to myself and others before I speak. It's not speak. Before I share my truth. There it is. So that goes back to the idea of, yeah, it's okay for you to sit on your cards because you're actively accepting your desires and accepting what you want and knowing that you're going to move forward. So it just feels like you still have this surge of stuff you're going to do as the week progresses. Just be careful between now and the 22nd to spill your guts and therefore show your whole hand. It also just feels like that could fuck with you energetically too, like vitality-wise, energy-wise. Like, oh man, I spent myself. Now I got nothing left. And then there's this weird window, which I can't remember if it was in the video that recorded or the one that didn't record, but there's this weird window of the 23rd, 24th, where even though they're the weekend, and the 25th is Monday and it's useless, right? It feels like stuff is able to happen and align in the 23rd, 24th, 25th, so that by the time we get to the 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, we actually can get some things done before the end of the year. So even though I've been saying for weeks and weeks, you're off the hook, don't worry about it, how much can you get done before the end of the year? No, it's like we couldn't do too much between now and the 22nd, but the way everything's lining up, it seems like there's a lot more opportunity for stuff to fall into place and manifest accordingly before the end of the year. Okay? I listen to myself and others before I share my truth. In conjunction with, I accept my desires, I accept what I want, I listen to myself and others before I share my truth. So you're just being careful about revealing too much. While also blah, blah, blahing as much as you need to. It's like small talk is okay. And there's something in here too, which is like, you just got to toe the line, because if you try to get too real, you're going to end up revealing something. So just be wary of that. Be cognizant of that. Okay. I love you guys. I'll see you next week. Thank you so much. Bye.